It was the 24th of August 1968, and the football season hadn't long started. These were before the heady days of Europe, and Nottingham Forest were playing at home against Leeds United in the old Division 1. A crowd of 31,126 were watching. At this point, Leeds were top of the league, having won all 4 of their opening games, with 8 points. This would be the year that Don Revie's Leeds were first crowned Division 1 champions. In contrast, Nottingham Forest, managed by Johnny Carey, were in 16th place with 3 points, having managed 3 draws and a loss. It was half-time. The scores were poised at 1-1, with Dave Hilly scoring for Forest, although surprisingly, Forest were on top. Little whiffs of smoke were seen coming out between the seats of the main stand as the players left the pitch at half-time. Not long later, a series of explosions were heard and the fire began to rip through the Trent end of the stand. Stories tell of how right-back Peter Hindley, nicknamed Tank, bashed down the door so the players could escape. The 30,000 crowd left orderly and without panic. Some fans helped haul the firemen's hoses to the river to help with poor water pressure. Fortunately that day, the wind was blowing in the right direction and took the acrid smoke over the city, rather than towards the fans. We can only imagine the panic setting in from the choking smoke and blistering heat. Even more fortunately, despite the fact that the old main stand was totally destroyed, the only losses were some memorabilia, some clothing from the Forest and Leeds players, and 3 ATV cameras who were there that day. Lucky indeed, compared to 1985 and the Bradford City fire, where 58 supporters sadly lost their lives. The match was abandoned. No one knows what started the fire, although an electrical fault in the laundry room near the players' dressing rooms was suspected. Forest played their next 6 home games at Meadow Lane, where they earned just 3 points from 3 draws. In the 13 matches they were homeless, they only managed 1 win, despite the fact that Storey-Moore scored 13 of his 17 goals that season during that period. 16th of November 1968, Forest returned to the City Ground for a match against Arsenal, where they lost 2-0. The poor run of form saw Johnny Carey, who only 2 years previously had steered Forest to the second in the league, lose his job a few months later. Forest finished the season 18th out of 22 teams, narrowly escaping relegation. But in 1972, they were relegated to the then second division of English football. 3 years later, the miracle began and Europe beckoned. If you've enjoyed this video, then please check out my other Nottingham videos, including Forgotten Heroes, Lost Nottingham Landmarks, Made in Nottingham, and even more. Well, I didn't know that about Nottingham. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.
Hiya, Big Gnome here, Mark Crossley, ex-Forest goalkeeper. I did know all about this, but I bet you didn't. Nottingham Forest FC 1968 fire. On YouTube. You gotta subscribe to this. So now, in the words of the gaffer, thanks shithounds, I suggest you lot out there subscribe to this YouTube channel right now. Well done, son.